What is one thing all long hitters at your golf club and on the PGA Tour have in common? Well, when they're hitting their clubs and driver and irons, they change their knee flex through the backswing and the downswing. Because I tell you this, it unlocks your hips. If you stood there trying to keep your legs the same, it's really hurting your swing. Now, if you are wondering where I get all these ideas for this channel, well, simply, it's you. Yes, you watching it right now. I am powered by you, the viewers, and all this content is just made to help you play better. Because we're answering these questions today about power and hips, because I think this covers two main areas, and we could even throw overall driver distance into this too. Now, if you want to get involved, it's really, really easy. Just subscribe, turn on the bell, because I want you to turn on the bell so you don't miss me answering your question, because then you're not going to improve. So think about this logically, right? These are really powerful, aren't they? If you're standing there trying to keep still, look how little I can move even my upper half and my hips. I always say to golfers this, right? If I want to put power in and I want to jump higher, the more I work this way. Now, I know that has nothing to do with your golf swing, but can you see the correlation of if my right leg straightens, my hips open, my left leg straightens, my hips open. So there is always this give and take from both sides in order to unlock some power and get some force into your drives. So if I make a few golf swings here for you, I'm just gonna make a few swings back and through. Notice as I swing back, my right leg loses its flex and my left leg sort of gains a little bit of flex, okay? From where they started, my right leg loses, okay, on the backswing. On the downswing, my right leg gains a little bit more flex and my left leg straightens. And this is what we've got to get trained into your game. So I've got 4 very simple steps that allow you to know if you're doing this right, because there's nothing worse than trying something, not knowing if you're doing it right, is there? So step number one, we've just got to start with a little bit of knee flex to begin with, because if we're rigid or too much, then it's not a good starting point. So I would say, I know I've got quite a few layers on here with these trousers on, but a little bit of knee flex. So if that was me straight, just soften them. And that's the word I would use. Just soften them like that. Now, I'm actually going to put my club on the ground to begin with, just so I can give you an idea, and I would definitely say do this too. So put your hands out in front of you, and these are going to represent what your sort of belt buckle is going to do, what your belt line's going to do, okay? Now in the backswing, as we turn back, I said I want your right leg to lose a little bit of flex. Now it's not locked out, I've just lost a little bit of flex. And I want you to think about your right hand sort of pulling the flex out of that right leg. Just practice that for me. That motion right there is really giving you the sensation of what I'm looking for in that right leg. Now, because my right hand's going up, what's my left hand doing? It's going down. So you can see that they sort of work as almost like little strings to a puppet. I'm getting that idea and that feeling. Now, there is a very important point that everybody must understand here. This gap that I start with is not getting smaller. I'm just keeping it the same, but it's rotating around me. That's why there's a little bit of give and take in your right and your left leg. So stage 1, a little bit to start with. Stage 2, just get the idea of that backswing. Now, before we get into the final 2 stages, hopefully you're starting to see the correlation to what I'm saying here, to how it's going to give you more power. Now, if you've got any questions on this, just pop them down below in the comments section. I reply to all the comments personally, and it might just be a simple question that you've got, which is a golden moment, a bit of a bingo moment for you to implement this into your game. So we've now got to think about stage 3, the downswing, bringing this all together. So you can see here, I'm going to pull up, I'm going to push down and pull up. And this is the motion I want you just to get the feeling for, and do as many reps as you need to feel comfortable, because everyone's different, right? But can you just see this gap staying the same? My right straightening on the way back, and pushing down to get a bit of flex into my right and lose flex in my left. this is the ideas I want you to work to understand how these legs move to give you power in your golf swing. So all we've got to do now is get onto our final stage, stage 4. And I want to reiterate that. Don't worry if you don't get the feeling straight away. Just keep going with that idea. Okay, so some swing thoughts for the golf course now. Stage 4, this is something that I say to all my students, you need to sort of bring that to life. So bringing that to life, I think about my hips here. I think about, on the way back, someone pulling my right pocket up, and on the way down, someone pulling my left pocket up, okay? So that would look a little bit like this, and very similar to what I showed you at the start with what I want you to do. So back, drive down, through, down and through. You know what, I would really say, just have a few practice swings too. Right, the moment of truth. Now a good drive for me is anything over 270. Let's see what we can do by using this. You know what, I really feel I'm putting power in when I do this, and that's the sensation you will get too. Now watch that slow down there, because that really felt like I fired my hips, but I wasn't focusing on my hips. I was focusing on this move here. I need to do more reps of that in my golf swing, because if I can do this when playing with my dad, my mates, in a competition, I would be over the moon. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel here for free simple golf tips. Use the puppet drill to move your legs to generate some power right now, promise me.